And so far, we're into July, and so I'm gonna share you my 5 favorite movies of 2022. So let's begin. And number 5 is Turning Red. And now, to be clear, this is not my favorite Pixar movie, and I don't think it's the best either. Excuse me with that. But I will say there are some great things about it. Like the music is great, and I love the friendship with Mei Lee and her 3 friends like Abby, Priya, and Maria is great. And also Tyler, who is a bit of a jerk. And I love how the panda is cute. But it's not really my favorite, but that doesn't mean it's not an enjoyable movie. And number 4, Lightyear. Yeah, I'm going back to back with Pixar. And Pixar returned to the theater after 2 years due to COVID. And I got to see Lightyear. And it came out on my birthday. Yeah, June 17th. And it is a bit of a, sometimes, I could describe it as a Star Wars space movie or Christopher Nolan space movie. And it's a pretty solid one. And having Chris Evans is really great to be playing Lightyear. And Socks was like the show here. He was like cute, and he kind of stole the show from Lightyear. And I guess it would be a solid Lightyear Pixar movie that I still enjoy. I still love Buzz to this day, but it's not quite top tier as the other Toy Stories. But hey, Disney and Pixar, thank you for a nice birthday gift. So moving on. Number 3, Hustle. Adam Sandler did a great job, and I love that what he did with basketball. I love the basketball in this movie, and I love how he teached like the guy who was from Spain, and how he was like encouraging him to play basketball in the NBA, and how he's been training him, and how he's been preparing him, which it almost seems like I was watching a Rocky movie to me. But boy, did Adam Sandler do very good. And I would like to say is that maybe Adam Sandler could get an Oscar for this. And if he doesn't, I'll be mad. So I hope he does. Number 2, The Batman. Yeah, our runner-up, The Batman. Now I am happy with it. I'm glad I got to see a Batman movie, and I'm proud of it. Now, let's get on with this. Before this, there was Batfleck, which is Ben Affleck. He was originally supposed to do a solo Batman movie, but turned it down, so they turned to Matt Reeves, and Robert Pattinson has been cast as the Batman. And for the last 20 years, they've never gotten a Batman detective story. But this is a detective story, and it's kind of inspired by some David Fincher's detective movies, unless you've seen like Seven and Zodiac. And it revolves with the serial killer, and that is the Riddler. Well, Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman was very cool. It was like good as a Catwoman, like Anne Hathaway and Michelle Pfeiffer. And then there's Colin Farrell as the Penguin, and he looks really unrecognized as the Penguin. And people are like, hey, who's that? And like, oh, that's Colin Farrell. That was Colin Farrell? And people are like, they need to win an Oscar just for that. The story is great. And I would say that for the first time, a Detective Batman movie has finally happened. And I'm really glad to see Robert Pattinson playing this character, and I can't wait to see what happens next with the sequel. But number 1 is Top Gun Maverick. Oh yeah, Tom Cruise, man. Finally, Tom Cruise has a movie out after like almost 4 years of no movie. Yeah. So it's been 36 years since the original Top Gun came out. And gotta say, this is worth the wait of a sequel. I love how they got to do with Maverick and Rick, and even if you didn't grow up watching the original, you have to watch the original and watch the sequel. It probably will blow you away. And even the star in this film was Miles Teller as the son of Goose. And I say he was perfectly cast. And he's even like a star this year, like now. It's, whether you see him saying, "Goodness gracious, great balls of fire," or when you see him doing his dance on the beach. And even the song by Lady Gaga, "Hold My Hand," probably will make you cry. So without further ado, this is right now my favorite movie of the year. So, yep. What's your favorite movie so far this year? And what are your top 5 favorite movies of this year? Join me in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe. And hey, don't forget, may the force be with you and have a good day. Goodbye, folks.